This is a weekend.
Oh god, what's up guys? Hey, what's going on?
Chris.
What's up, man? Lucia with this burrito bowl?
Yeah. My second tour stop in Philadelphia. I came home to Harrisburg to pick up some prescriptions that I couldn't seem to track down a place in New York. It's fucking a nightmare, so it's just easier to actually drive back here and get it. I got back here to find out that I was kicked off my health insurance because I'm not cooperating with my treatment because I refuse to take radiation. The whole point of me even switching into putting so much time into YouTube was so that I could maybe get off of the health insurance. I'm on Medicaid, so I was trying to get off of that health insurance because I firmly believe that if I wasn't on shitty government insurance, I probably wouldn't have cancer anymore. I literally have the most curable type of fucking cancer there is. I have thyroid cancer. Like, why am I at such an aggressive stage? Granted, you know, Granted, like, we didn't find out about it until I was already like a stage 3 or something. The way they even stage the thing is so weird. If it metastasizes, essentially it's a stage 4. So technically I've been a stage 4 since this whole ordeal started. A couple months ago I had to go in for routine scans, and of course there's stuff all through my body and some of my levels were increasing. That's more induced by like high stress situations because I've been stressed out a lot over last year, like with my grandmother dying. I had a lot of shit going on last year. And then in the midst of trying to work and stay freelance, stay ahead at home and like keep up with bills, you know, I'm getting sick on and off, and then I gotta miss work and schedule around treatments to make sure that I'm like at least at a stable condition to maintain a bare minimum at. When I flew in from Chicago, I hung out in Connecticut for a day and then went home. And by the time I got back home on Monday morning, I slept probably, I think, from 4 o'clock to, God, I don't even know, like literally till like 5 a.m. the next day. I slept, and Yoda took pictures of me. I didn't move for like 18 hours or something crazy, but the animals in Jackie's zoo just periodically switched positions on where they wanted to cuddle with me. My body, I think, is just kind of kicking into gear, trying to fight off things in my sleep because I technically tend to get a lot of fevers in my sleep. Even though I'm not really making shit yet, and you don't get any money until you're hearing until you head into some serious numbers, at least that just lets me know that there's a couple dollars in my AdSense account that I didn't have yesterday. It might only cover coffee today or a gallon of gas, but that's one less thing to stress about. So hopefully as I get up on the platform, that'll increase. The way they treat my type of thyroid cancer is with radioactive iodine, which is I have to drink. Standard thyroid cancer patients usually get 100 up to 1 to 200 millicuries or millicures, something like that. Anyway, they typically get on average 1 to 200. I had to have like a 700. So I was already like really high. So just for comparisons, 1 to 200, 200 is high, 100 is up to the average. 800 will give you bladder cancer and 1,000 will kill you. And I'm already like up there. It's not typically good medicine and good practice that once you've already had radioactive iodine to that level, that, you know, higher levels of repeating it are not a good idea. I think there was some studies on like leukemia and how that's been linked to it, so it's just not safe. I've already had too much and it didn't do anything last time, so why put me through all the hassle of side effects? I had to be quarantined in a room that everything was covered in plastic. The sink, the bathroom.
Keep as much distance from the patient. Use shielding as necessary. And keep time spent with the patient as short as possible.
Any clothes that I wore had to be thrown away. If I sweat on anything, it had to be thrown away or put into a hazmat bag. I had to suck on lemons every 60 to 90 minutes to keep the glands in my face stimulated because I had so much it would cause radiation damage to the parotid glands in my face, which it caused problems. I get these weird patches on my tongue now, and it's essentially just from like radiation burns. It was kind of a terrifying experience. I couldn't have any visitors. I was in there by myself. I couldn't touch anybody, and they would come in there with a Geiger, was it a Geiger counter or the denominator? What is that thing called? They would aim it at me with a tape measure, and they would measure how much I was radiating at that time, or, you know, how much radiation was, you know, being able to be detected off of my body. That was, I don't know, I think that was the most isolating experience into that day. Besides all the medical side effects, I think that's probably why I won't repeat it. Just the fact that I had to be quarantined for an entire week of my life. It felt like prison. Everything I touched was covered in plastic. Oh, and this, oh, I'm already getting anxiety talking about it. I do not like confinement. It literally reminded me of that scene in Resident Evil where she wakes up and she's just in a sterile white room and everything's covered in plastic. No one will talk to you. They're just looking at you through a little fucking glass box. And then because I had such a aggressive stage to my cancer, and it's rare to have it this bad, like I became a guinea pig for them to study. So the entire class were coming by to take notes, and they were basically using me as a you know, as a teaching example on how, you know, how rare thyroid cancer doesn't typically get to, or whatever. So I'm sitting there at the worst time of my life where I'm completely freaked out, and there's an entire fucking crowd of strangers just watching at me, like writing things down on a clipboard and taking notes. No one once asked me how I was feeling. But anyway, I'm freaking out a little bit, and I don't want to do it again. It's not worth it. Like my tooth broke. If I'm gonna die, I'm not trying to die ugly. So, like, fuck that. Like, I don't want to, I want, like, whatever I have left of my life to be good. So, whether I gotta explore alternative medicine at this point.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no benefit in nuclear medicine. Only a few lucky ones survive and get out of that.
This is the real action. The pot party. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
I'm trying to look at being kicked off my health insurance as a way to get out of that, because I didn't want to be treated by that office anymore, since this has always kind of been, you know, the suggestion, go with radiation or go do this. And, you know, the last time I was at Hershey, they told me that people with my condition could live a few more years. So, but they can't even really tell me how long I have. So, like, they can't even give me an accurate expiration date. So it's like, why am I talking to you people for if you don't even know how to cure me or fix me or help me? Last year, I noticed that, like, during a time in my life where I was actually not stressed, the levels in my body had dropped by like 60 points. That's because I ignored my fucking doctor and started taking my care into my own hands. I lost 100 pounds. I eat properly, with the exception of now that Flamin' Hot Doritos is a thing, and I can't say no to those things. I don't think anybody could work this much harder. I am at Ralph Lauren Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30. I freelance on top of that, and then I'm hopping a flight Friday or Saturday, flying to some place God knows where, hitting the arena, shooting the show, sometimes shooting the after party, and then running back to the hotel, pack my shit, try to get some sleep between the hotel or on the flight home, try to recover, and then I'm at work the next day. If you think you couldn't work any harder, I lay this challenge down now. Let's see who can run circles around each other. So, but I'm trying to keep it in positive mentality. I've been wanting to get out of that office for a while. I've had numerous problems getting my medical records transferred when I've tried to switch physicians. That office making sure that I got reported essentially for not cooperating with my treatment by refusing radiation. That might actually just, as my friend is telling me, be a blessing in disguise, because I'm obviously relocated to New York and I'm not here really anymore anyway. Things are on the up, so a lot of this shit seems to be kind of shaking off and falling away to the wayside so that I can, like, put myself into better things. I'm obviously still stressed the fuck out, because what the fuck if something happens to me between now and then? I got a very physically grueling schedule, not a lot of sleep to get in between, a lot of coffee to drink, and I gotta try to eat healthy and stay in good shape just so I can, like, perform at my best. I'm laying the challenge down to work harder, see who can run circles around each other, because right now I think if I count Night Nation, freelancing on my own, count the stuff at Ralph's and the video editing on for them, and then I also work for a lot of the DJs and stuff on the side, I'm doing a lot of shit. Just let me know in the comments section which one of you guys has the most insane fucking schedule, work-wise, and tell me how you maintain it. what you're eating, what your diet habits are like. Give me all the good stuff, especially if you have thyroid cancer and you have any kind of suggestions for diet tips or anything that could like maybe help me optimize my sleep and somehow squeeze 12 hours into 3. If anybody's got any life hacks for that, let me know below.
This is a workout right here.
If you drop balls, I'm gonna try to crowd surf.
I think so too, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump after you.
Yeah?
No.
Let's say we can both go.
No. Big men are made to be on the ground, you know? What's up, Lucian? So, how's football?
Good.
He's in track now.
How's your fucking DJ skills? What's it? You have
Could
like, some
improve.
really badass DJ equipment at your mom's, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, believe it or not, I have a teenage child. So all of you are wondering when I say don't follow my kid on Instagram, it's off limits, he's off the internet, you're not allowed to DM him, absolutely fucking not. You can talk to him when he's 18.
Which is what, like?
Which is soon.
Yeah.
So yes, I own a teenager. Night Nation run Philadelphia, here we come. Got the YouTube squad over here time.
We're making a movie tonight. We want y'all to be a part of it. This is Sean right here. She's the director of that movie. And this is the Bag Collective. We have a video. Give me the energy. Give me the energy. Let's go.
I can get them both. I don't want to cool down. I'm dead now. I'm wondering. Say I'm back there.
Eyes wide open, darkness closing. Just stay focused, I'm not folding. I'll upset you, cause I'm just too dangerous. I'm dangerous, let's be honest.
So basically what I have to do is go station myself in front of all of these people and let them charge at me as fast as they can as soon as they hit go.
Equal size don't equal ties. Yo, I came to equalize. Let's energize. Basic math plus minus equals times. Pop says crazy watching the sequel shine. Last man standing, tell him I seek my prize. Challenge on wise, step in the ring, you die. I remember what it's like to be you guys, letting people take all the truth and feed you lies. As soon as you think that you safe, I'm still in the race, so don't fall asleep. Don't wait around. I'm on my way. I'm on the prowl. Don't fall asleep. I don't forget. Trying to keep me out. I'm already in. Karma, if I had to, I'll show you I'm dangerous, so dangerous. Suit of armor, you can't harm us. Step in my light, I don't know you, but I know you can't hang with us. We dangerous, so get lit up, pull the trigger. legend. Climbing up mountains, bouncing back. Step in the ring, about you step back. They'll learn hot when I get on the track. I like it louder the most. Watching all these sheep just bow down to the goat. If I can't decide, I'ma probably get both. We done celebrate, but right now I'm a toast. Resurrected ghost. Outside, outside. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. With every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine when I shine. We can take this outside, outside. Hey. Looking at the stars, staring